All right, and welcome to Fast Break Breakfast NBA Podcast. My name is Keith, here once again with my buddies in the flesh, Chuck and John.
Hey now.
What up, Chuck?
Hey, John.
John, welcome back.
Hi there.
What about you?
John, you went to New York and also Louisville?
I went to Louisville and New York.
Did you go New York, Louisville, New York? Or
Correct.
You did do that?
I did do that.
I was very confused because I don't keep close tabs on you guys.
You shouldn't do that.
Listeners,
No.
you should know we're not close friends.
No.
Me, John, and Chuck. John and Chuck, pretty good buddies.
I didn't even know he was in Louisville.
Well, so I knew you were going to New York, and then you were talking about going to the NCAA tournament.
So
Tell us everything.
let's get to the real good part of this story. So you didn't know I was going to Louisville. My girlfriend, who I went to New York with, didn't and still doesn't know I went to Louisville. Furthermore, I was seated during the Tennessee-Purdue game meters from Purdue head coach Gene Cady.
Oh.
Yeah.
And if you know my girlfriend, she's
Wait, he's not still the coach, right? That's that old guy.
He's like, the old
he's
guy
a
with
real-
the comb
okay,
over. He was in the crowd, sorry.
Right, gotcha.
Former coach.
That's awesome.
And my girlfriend was definitely watching this game, not knowing that I had used more of our frequent flyer miles to go to Louisville for this game. And I had to cover my face and run from the cameras 20 times.
I looked up Gene Cady.
Yeah.
He looks like a guy that gave Donald Trump bad legal advice.
Well, so this is a big downer, and I actually don't know if they showed him on TV. I just feel like they would have a lot, and the cameras kept coming by.
Yeah.
He didn't have his comb over rocking. He wore a ball cap.
Oh.
But my girlfriend, we kind of, when we go to New York, we have different sets of friends and stuff. And my buddy, who's a UT alum, was like, dude, let's just go. Let's go. Should go. We should go down to Louisville and watch this game. And I was like, I can't do this. She'll kill me.
Did you just disappear for 24 hours? Was
Yes.
it I'll catch back up
I was
tomorrow?
gone.
Which you
about-
can do in New York.
Yeah, I was gone.
Plausibly.
But we had about 2 days we spent separately.
Right.
And she thinks that we went
I mean,
to the Yankees game.
My wife and I, we have vacationed separately.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Where she's
we
like,
always do that.
I go to Vegas Summer League, and then she'll go off somewhere, which has happened less since the kids. Now I just have a vacation. She has none.
My dad continued to take separate vacations from the family.
But I don't know how, if I was in the same city with her, I would be like, hey, I'll catch up tomorrow night.
It's a dangerous game I played.
Okay. I will see
The
you.
deception goes further. Okay. Took a page from Chuck's book, insisted that I dropped and broke my phone, and even, if you'll see, Exhibit B, even, because I'm going to get a new phone next week, cracked my phone on purpose.
Oh, that's great. That's a Law and Order right there.
I'm saving this for a weekend. I don't want to talk to my girlfriend.
Right. The level
Distance.
of subterfuge, and I know that eventually I will be caught,
And
we had argued for hours about I wanted to go do this.
Right, you wanted to go.
I wanted to go.
Oh,
desperately.
so there's...
And she said no, and I was like, it won't cost any money. Because I have a bajillion frequent flyer miles. I can fly anywhere.
Right.
And she was just like, no, it's just no time. And it's like, I can go do it. You won't even know that I had gone. And now when she finds out, I'll be like, remember I said you wouldn't even know? You wouldn't even notice?
Yeah, you better...
Well, look at this DVR I've queued up.
Yeah.
He's sitting beside Gene Cady.
You better wait 2 years. And
I'm going to wait as long as possible.
Before thank God she doesn't
My brother-in-law
listen to this.
I almost talked to my brother-in-law about. My mom has been in town these past 2 days. I almost talked to him about the game. And I was almost like, yeah, man, I was there.
Oh, you're going to slip one day.
And then, I had to be like, I was there in spirit. Wow.
I put on VR goggles. It was like being there.
And
I like the one step beneath the, hey, let's make this robbery look right. Hit me really hard.
Yeah.
Or just shoot me right through the shoulder. I like one step lower. It's like, I'm going to smash my phone.
You cut me too deep,
I'm gonna
man.
smash my
The
phone.
Bobby
Well,
Bacala.
so, John, you were at this basketball game,
Right.
a college basketball game that I actually saw some of. I don't understand
Miserable
how
experience.
I can watch these college basketball games where I don't care who wins, and I get insanely angry at the players, at the coaches, at the refs. That UT game, the Tennessee game.
You're just a 40-year-old white dude.
I am a 40-year-old white dude.
You got a lot of anger, man. It's
I was
okay.
out-
You can have it out.
What were you mad about?
Well, so it was a tie game.
I don't think I can relive this.
John, I don't know if you probably blacked it out. It was a tie game with 1.5 seconds left, and Tennessee had the ball under Purdue's basket. They have to go the full length of the court, and their play is to throw it in and then make another pass and then call timeout.
Rick Barnes.
And so, they're all yelling like at the refs, like, "Hey, there should be more than 0.1 seconds left." It's like,
no, you should have the ball. You should have it taken away from you.
Your plan was to throw 2 passes and then call timeout.
They should have called a double technical and said, "Vols lose the game."
I was so angry at that. Like, that is so stupid.
I'll tell you exactly what my buddy leaned over and said to me when that happened. As the whole world's going insane around us, it just got really like. The iris, closed around me and my buddy, and my buddy just goes, "There's the Rick Barnes I know."
I mean, I know Rick Barnes had Kevin Durant and D.J. Augustin on the same team.
Couldn't get out of the second round.
Couldn't win a tournament game. Or was it just he win one? I don't remember.
I'm not going to Google Rick Barnes, but in my head, he's if Rick Fox and Matt Barnes
he's
had a
like,
baby.
No,
he's exactly like that.
He is a Resident Evil 4 zombie.
He's like Rick Carlisle with hair if he started a mega church.
Yeah, that's not bad. Except he's got more like
more of a home, more actually. Strike that, not a mega church, just your regular run of the mill 1,500 Sunday congregation.
It's one of those guys who like his eyes are always bloodshot, and you're like, "What are you on, dude?" And he's just like, "Jesus Christ!"
No, he's it's Claritin.
yeah.
It's Claritin. That's all he has.
But that went from like because it was an amazing Vols comeback. And I was in such a like scandalous scenario that I almost left.
Oh,
to
you're
make
like,
sure
I got to get back home
because we had to get back.
Yeah,
and I almost left. And power listener Matt Sullivan was actually at the game, and we were going to meet up. And I was like, "Man, I'm going to have to leave immediately." And then I even texted him. I was like, "I am thinking about leaving now because we were down like 19 points with 12 minutes left."
And you don't get the comebacks in college as much.
And it was just an amazing comeback, and then it just fell apart. And like when you're at a game live, especially with like there were lots of like, was that a foul? Did he step out of bounds moments? And I'm just never going to watch the replay.
Yeah,
because I don't want to know.
The foul at the end of the game, the 3-point foul, it looked to be clearly a foul.
I thought he hip checked him.
Although a lot of people were saying no. But again, I was mad at the player. I'm like, why are you bodying the guy? Like, he's got to anyway.
Well.
What'd you do, John? I feel like you had some
I saw a Nets
fun
game,
adventures in New York, too, right?
I did. I had a mate, went and saw that To Kill a Mockingbird, Aaron Sorkin's To
Oh,
Kill a Mockingbird, and more.
Who's the 40-year-old white
That's
man
right.
now?
Oh, get ready. More touches with greatness. Guess who was right in front of us in line? Kellyanne Conway.
Shut up.
Yes.
Wow.
Allie almost killed her.
Does her skin look like tissue paper in
I was kind of
person?
surprised how like normal and nice she looked in person.
Yeah.
Like she didn't look like the vile velociraptor she is on TV.
It's when the words come out of their
But
mouth.
she was there
that
for
are
the
that
show
gross.
because the show.
I wonder what she took out of it.
Isn't the show explicitly like anti-right winger?
Certainly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder.
Is it a modern take or does it go back?
Yes,
Okay.
it's a modern take. So maybe Atticus was wrong for not being so respectful to those racist bigots, what have you.
That was the take. I think I heard Sorkin on. I want to say on the Bill Simmons report and on Mark Maron. Like he did the whole thing.
Yeah,
and I heard him the same week. And he was doing that. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's like what if Atticus saying, everybody's got their own thing. You got to respect that. What if that's wrong?"
Yeah.
And it's like, well, the older I get, the more I feel that way.
I will say this. The most impactful Jeff Daniels performance since that scene in Speed where he realizes he's about to die, which is still one of the great,
it's really upsetting.
One of the great like expressions in the history of cinema.
Did Aaron Sorkin?
It's his face going, fart noise, I'm dead.
Did Aaron Sorkin in this new stage adaptation of To Kill a Mockingbird ever pull out his heavy hitter Coldplay's Fix You to raise the emotional stakes?
I didn't know. I don't know about this.
Oh, that was.
So I'm not a Sorkin TV guy.
Oh no, that's like episode 4 of The Newsroom. He did
Okay.
a full 5-minute montage to fix you,
Really?
and you're like, episode 4? We're pulling this out in episode 4? Like,
I'm a Sorkin film only guy.
Okay.
Except I will watch. I remember liking Sports Night.
I
love Sports Night.
Yeah, I remember
Which
thinking
is why
that
we're
was,
all sitting at this table
Right.
together. Right.
right. But I do not Sorkin TV. I just Sorkin film. And
I newsroomed
really
for a
cool.
while. I was I try to do West Wing as like you're supposed to as a white guy.
I hated Newsroom so much that it turned me against Jeff Daniels, who I've been down with since Purple Rose of Cairo.
Since Dumb and Dumber.
Now, Dumb and Dumber is a tour de force performance. The third greatest Jeff Daniels moment ever.
Him having diarrhea.
No. That's a good scene. But when he gets mad at Lauren Holly during the snowball fight, that is real pathos. That is real.
He's a stage.
The internet exists
actor.
for this, so I assume it's already there, but I've never seen it. It's now occurring to me that it should be created like a mashup of the opening monologue of the newsroom, which is Jeff Daniels explaining why America isn't the greatest country in the world, with the diarrhea. Just the Dumb and Dumber, just a little mix. Back and forth, like a splicing.
Well, I'm sure that exists on the internet, and there's a porn parody of
Apache. I get on it. Yeah, some kind
of breakfast nightmare. I guess we should get Chuck. We've been listening to John. Did you have a good breakfast?
Yeah, I had a good breakfast. I went to Tower Deli.
Oh, one of your faves.
Chopped cheese.
I didn't get a chopped cheese. I got the Tower Deli burrito.
Oh, unfamiliar.
Yeah, I did bacon, egg, potato, pepper, onion, cheese. It was fire. It was thick and hearty.
Yeah.
You know, I love thick and hearty breakfasts.
So, I went full Keith today and decided to go to Biscuit Love.
Ooh.
Oh, I've actually never been. But
your mom's in town.
Don't go.
But keep going.
I thought it would be because it's Cracker Barrel owned, right?
Is it?
No, you're thinking of something else. It's like Biscuit and Holler or something, right?
Holler and Dash.
I
went to Holler and Dash.
Oh, you went to the...
I did not go to
that
Biscuit
is
Love.
Cracker Barrel.
Okay.
Biscuit Love is like the touristy biscuit place, right?
Yeah.
So the same guy that I went to the Tennessee game and the Nets game with was ad guy for Cracker Barrel forever, and he gave me a card. And Chuck, you're going to be real into this.
Shut up.
I just eat at those places for free.
Do you have the card on you?
I believe it's in my car still. But yes, it's
you should
so I have a
brought it.
card. I still have to pay, like, if I spend over a certain amount, still have to pay.
So
but
this
essentially, free biscuits.
This is the point where you tell us that you had a meeting with the guy who owns a breakfast restaurant chain, and you probably never mentioned that you have a breakfast theme park.
No, he's a listener. He's listening right now.
Well, let's hook it up. I'm
No.
bleeping out every mention of the restaurant that John went to. I am happy to be sponsored by this restaurant.
Yes, we can work out a deal.
Well, it is
We're gonna
not
have to change our
even as good
content.
as Cracker Barrel.
No.
Well,
Their biscuits were and we talk a lot of stuff about Bojangles being great, but Bojangles biscuits should be like a baseline for edible biscuit, right?
And then Hardee's a bit above it. Because Hardee's are incredible.
All right, I haven't been to Hardee's in a long time. I should
Hardee's
shut up.
biscuits are the best.
But this wasn't
Yeah,
even
me
that
neither.
good. I was super disappointed. And my mom kind of gave me a crappy look for taking her to a chain place, which I deserved, I guess.
that's the.
And then she made you
That's
do
like the
yoga.
Huh?
Were you doing? That's why she made you do
your mom
flow
made you go to
yoga.
yoga and was mad to take you to a chain restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your mom is Lucille Bluth.
basically. My mom, because she knows I do DDP yoga, my mom basically wanted to test out my yoga versus her yoga, and she found it lacking.
I'd imagine.
But, it's always cool to be in a room with your mom just farting. My sister was wearing ripped-ass yoga pants.
That's hot.
It was just a terrible day.
that sounds right.
It's not hot when it's your sister. You're
Your
like,
sister
what's
kind
going
of
on
just like
here?
a skinny you with a
I
smaller
mean, it looked
boobs.
like it was about to be one of those porn videos where they rip it open.
Oh no.
that has been in my search box.
So I actually
Yoga instructor.
well
I'm surrounded by my farting mom, and my sister is about to make a porn.
Cracker
been a
Barrel,
bad day.
sponsor us.
That's right. So John, you thought you were doing the full Keith. I did the full Keith. My breakfast was oatmeal cream pies, Little Debbie's.
For the first time in my life, I think I'm jealous of Keith right now.
That's fire.
So my wife actually ordered my 18-month-old baby a costume from the movie Frozen.
All right.
Just this is for my wife's.
Is she an emotion? Is that one
enjoyment.
with an emotion?
No. This is just the Frozen princesses, Anna and Elsa. Anyway, she got it off eBay. It came wrapped in an oatmeal cream pie box. I came home, saw a box of oatmeal cream pies, and was like, "Oh, I want those so bad!" And then was devastated.
You couldn't have
It was
them.
just a.
So you just went and bought some?
It was shipping container. No,
You had some.
I explained to Abby. It's like, man, I was really disappointed. Those weren't oatmeal cream pies. So she got some. For me.
Oh, that's a good one.
They're so good.
They're the best.
This is not like, I think, Chuck, you and I were talking last week. I don't know if this was on the show or not. I can't remember. About how chicken nuggets, McNuggets, seem amazing.
Yeah.
But they're actually terrible now.
Yeah.
My childhood memory of them is great, but I think they're gross now.
Right.
My childhood memory of oatmeal cream pies is incredible. Still incredible.
You have a sweet tooth.
So let's
Nothing
talk
to
about what you got to talk about when you eat oatmeal cream pies. Opening the oatmeal cream pies.
What's that? I thought you were going to
slap them.
I thought you were going
You
to
pop 'em.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kid.
Oh, you pop them.
You
Yeah.
got to pop them.
Yeah. You used to do
Slap
that
them
in
between your hands.
You used to get in trouble for doing that in the
Yes,
cafeteria.
you did.
Make a little noise. Yeah.
And this was before
Gun
what was
violence
it?
and
Gun
shoes.
violence.
Oh,
in-
yeah.
in
Man,
school.
yeah,
The good old days.
I feel so bad for kids.
Before
like,
Columbine.
That is just insane. We
Yeah.
had the golden age. We missed on the Cuban, missile crisis, air raid, nuclear
Right,
tests.
we weren't scared about nuclear war, and we weren't scared about school. So I've
Y'all
gone through
speak for
that.
yourselves. My freshman year was Columbine. My senior year was 9/11.
Oh, that's pretty rough.
Oh.
So yeah.
I went from like open campuses and everybody leaving for
You
lunch,
could go for lunch
to like
anywhere.
armed security my senior year,
That's
pretty
terrible.
much.
Yeah, and that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah, I
remember
guess
like
I
you-
just missed that.
You
'cause,
used
I
to
was in
be able,
college
you
during
used to be
9/11.
able to like slam your cafeteria tray on the table just because it makes the loudest noise in the world, and the teacher would be like, "Hey, quit that,
Quit.
But
Now they just shoot
it's-
you.
Now
everyone
it's an
just jumps
active
under the
shooter
table.
situation.
Guys, if we would just give every teacher an AK-47, we'd have nothing to worry about.
I've been in an act, so like I work part time at a middle school, so I've done active shooter drills now,
Yeah.
and it makes
Oh,
me,
my
it
God.
makes me want.
Wow.
Do you just run
It
around?
is-
Do you just run around going, KCP? Look out! He's gonna shoot.
No, I don't know. It makes me so angry for the world. I'm like,
I mean, it's part
it's
of
more important to like 30% of the world who's keeping this stuff
I
legal
know.
to be able to sell machine guns.
30%.
Well, it's like the ruling the ruling class. They can
Try 3.
Yeah.
But it's it's more important to sell machine guns. I know we are now a very pod save America.
That's why I threw that KCP reference in there,
know. We're
y'all.
trying to
Yeah,
get
we're
me
trying
out
to
of
pick
it.
it off.
Insane in the membrane.
Anyway.
I love guns. I don't think you should be able to buy one that kills 100 people in a minute.
Yeah.
That's it. And if you do want one, you should be able to have to do some sort of test of mental acuity, like you would if you were
Yeah.
a pilot. Would get the if you have a pilot's license, it takes thousands of hours. Get a gun license. It takes 1,000 hours. Then you can shoot your machine gun.
Let's move to the breakfast in bed apologies. After our breakfast comes our breakfast in bed apologies. This is our chance to make right what we might have gotten wrong on any previous episode. It is often frequently the first time we talk about the NBA. Does anyone have anything they need to apologize
I got
for?
to loudly scream at D'Angelo Russell that I was sorry.
Oh, you said it in person.
Good for you.
I said it probably 50 times. I did it in the Tom Hanks Wilson I'm sorry voice too. D'Angelo, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I wasn't sorry at that whooping
It's whooping.
that the Nets put on the Celtics right in front of my face. That was fun. By the way, Barclays rules.
Oh, very
Oh
nice.
yeah, it's great.
Rules.
It really is.
I'm sort of an MSG defender. My buddy that I was with, his son, or I guess stepson, pointed out over and over again, MSG is small and poopy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Barclays has delicious pizza pie.
It's humongous and it's got great food.
Yeah.
And when I went to Madison Square Garden last year for my birthday to watch a show, and they took my weed pen off me.
Say
Yeah.
what?
Those fascists. I went to a concert at Barclays and was just.
Where are you wearing your I weed hat?
I wasn't. If you have seen on our Patreon only Slack chat, John bought me a hat years ago that says "I weed."
Finally wore it, you son of a.
Finally wore it out in public.
Is this D'Angelo Russell? Is this the only season of his career he will be underrated? Because this year he's like it's like
What,
his,
he's
what
not
if
underrated
it just ends up
anymore.
being Linsanity?
Well,
And he's not even
no,
good next year.
Linsanity was
blown up
5
this year.
games.
He's blown up the second half of this year. He was still
Yeah.
kind of bad at the beginning of the year, and now he's going to sign a contract. He's a restricted free agent in the offseason. He's going to sign a huge contract with somebody, and this will be like the only year where it's cool to be like, oh yeah, D'Angelo Russell, super good. I feel like this is
Yeah, because
This-
once
this
he
will be
gets
it
the
for him.
contract, then he's like, he's not that
So,
good.
I used to think that like when a city falls in love with a team, especially New York City, that means they'll re-sign him. But it seems to me now that the New York front offices have realized that New Yorkers, they'll just really fall in love with whomever's on the team.
Yeah.
And so I think the possibility of him being elsewhere is
It isn't hard
Except
to
for
sell
Moutier.
anybody.
New York fans are not still fans of Moutier.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, I was going to say, it's going to be tough for the Nets, who, like, even I finally came around on their front office praising them. But now it will be the real test. Like, what kind of contract can they get D'Angelo Russell to sign?
He's going to want max money.
Or are they going to move on from him? Another thing that seems great about Sean Marks, I don't know if he did this at the game you were at, John. He was passing out cases of free Modelo
Holler.
at the game.
Love
Just
Modelo.
going to, like, one of the fan sections. Was like, here's a case of beers. You guys be responsible.
That's great.
It is great.
That sounds pretty good.
Sounds
I was pretty high up.
That's like handing
Yeah.
out turkeys on Thanksgiving.
That seems like
It's right up there with that.
That seems like gentry stuff. We were
What
looking at
happens if you
300s
hand
or
a
200.
crowd of people a handful of turkeys on Thanksgiving? Do they just start ripping them apart?
No, they take them home and cook them, bro. And they're frozen. They don't. And then they take hours to thaw, so you're fine. Why you got to poke holes in my?
My apology.
I stopped listening.
Last week I was listing off some things that I was doing like multiple creams of wheat,
You were getting nuts.
but I forgot one of the big ones is no one cares about this amazing streak that was happening. No one cares.
It's because it's over now, Keith.
No. This is the Corey Joseph streak.
The
I thought you were
Joseph
ta-
streak.
I thought you were talking about.
He texted
Bogdanovich.
me after the show and was like,
I was
Corey
like, I forgot. I
Joseph.
had this whole thing lined up. Corey Joseph ended up on this incredible run, 12 games in a row of playing over 20 minutes and scoring less than 5 points.
That's kind of incredible.
The next closest run was six games. And this guy, he was at 12, and I kept tweeting it, and no one ever cared.
If you make a Game of Scones about this, so help me God, I'll end you right now.
No one ever cared. He finally, and you know how the streak ended?
He went.
No.
He scored 6 points.
No, Chuck.
22.
He didn't get to play 20 minutes. The streak ended from him only getting 18 minutes.
Oh,
But he did.
I thought he was
finally.
supposed to be a thing.
I thought he was supposed to be a thing too, John. He was like
good in
underrated.
San Antonio.
He like was. I feel like he was on his way to like a bigger contract. Like it's like, oh, I'm going to opt out. I'm going to make some money in the market next year for a team that needs a point guard. He was like a guy where like, oh, the Magic or the Suns just need a point guard. You gotta,
that would have been so
you gotta
Magic
get
or
him.
Suns to
So,
sign him to.
But he did in his last game, ending a streak of 14 straight games of just never scoring 5 points.
Yowzer.
He scored 6 points. 6 points, 12 assists. He's back. Corey Joseph is
in.
back. Kojo. Back at it.
just in time for the
But
playoffs.
anyway, I was sad that, again, no one cared. Every time I kept talking about it.
When they
people
gonna
were-
when they gonna remake Cujo?
Well, I don't know. Pet Cemetery's coming out. So
I'm going to
Cujo-
see that. Well, I've already seen it, but I'm going to pretend that I haven't seen it and release a podcast about it tomorrow as if I saw it tomorrow.
Good for you.
Do you guys Pet Cemetery fans?
I don't watch horror movies.
Okay.
I didn't like it as a kid.
What?
I just didn't care for it because I hated the. Was it Pet Cemetery 2? The kid from Terminator.
Yes, Edward Furlong.
Furlong. I watched
Also
that
has
one
Kurgan.
first.
Also has Kurgan as
Yeah.
Gus.
I saw the
Fred
second
Gwynn
one
in
first.
that movie, though, man. That main accent. Oh, yeah. Sometimes Dad is better.
Chuck, do you have an apology?
Yeah, I'm sorry for some content that I produced with a superpower listener, Joe Yoder,
Joey Oder,
who
the legend.
the legend Joe Yoder, who just destroys on Slack and is our mainstay, kind of our Blazer Boy inspiration. Would you say?
I would never deign to look into the mind of one Blazer Boy.
Yeah, I'm not sure
That's
what
true.
you're talking about. I thought Yoder was Blazer.
How about
Boy.
that Blazer Boy video?
Well,
The latest one being absolutely a jailable offense.
yeah, it's felonious. If you ever want to know why, you could DM me on a social media platform, and I'll tell you exactly why what John was doing was
Oh, he could talk about it.
a
I don't
full-on
care.
felony. It was a CBD pen he had. He was walking next to a school.
High school.
You could hear children playing
The
hopscotch.
the point where I turned around and changed direction suddenly is because I was walking directly into a cop car. Didn't restart the video.
Good thing
just
it was
kept going.
CBD, legal in all 50 states.
All right, well, those are our breakfast in bed apologies. Before we get to our steak and eggs best thing, we have a few listener submitted questions. The croissant question all.
Any questions?
Yes. Are you going to finish that croissant?
Knock yourself out.
That croissant. Finish that croissant.
Young whoever asks, who should win MVP?
I can't answer it.
And
I don't know, how to answer.
anymore.
It's too close.
I
It's
don't know
impossible.
anymore.
I mean, there's no wrong answer.
There's the historic.
Well, actually, my answer is Devin Booker.
Okay, that's
I
wrong.
love how
Because,
bad that is.
what, he scored like 160 points over 3 games?
What a baller.
Never seen anything like it. MVP.
3 losses, right?
I think, yeah.
It's so close.
I was beginning of the season, I said Giannis, but the historical kind
So
of
you're just gonna ram jam that.
yeah, the
I
historical
get it.
kind of offensive brilliance Harden's had. That's the points per game. That's up there with Jordan and Wilt as like efficient players scoring a bunch of buckets.
So Giannis has him by like all the advanced stats.
Right.
He's got him.
Okay.
But if you're going to talk about the level of how valuable he is to their success, Harden is playing an insane number of minutes
Right.
Usage
at an
rate's
insane usage rate, and is putting up, a scoring at a level that we don't really see anymore. But if you look at Giannis' stats, they're just complete. Like his assist rate is comparable to Harden's.
So, right.
Yeah,
So, you
it's
have
just hard.
and he's
for me.
rebounding
It's hard for me
like
not to give it to
Hassan
Giannis.
Whiteside.
Harden is playing the game in a way we've never seen. And that can be good or bad. That just is. It's
Right.
just like, all right, they're now doing a new thing where he does all the stuff.
Right.
And he's incredible at it. And he's the most unstoppable one-on-one guy we have. Since you guys won't pick an MVP, I'll pick an MVP. I think it's Giannis.
Yeah, I'm also saying Giannis, but it's.
No,
I think it's really
I'm,
close.
I'm on that train too.
Antetokounmpo.
But it's just hard to deny Harden's brilliance.
So Antetokounmpo is right now the only person ever to average 27 points per game, 12 rebounds per game, 5 assists per game, a block, and a steal.
Right.
And he's on the team with the best record, with the best net rating, and he's also a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. For me, great. That's MVP. Perfect.
Yeah, but you can cherry pick stats for James Harden similarly.
Well, but I'm saying Harden's are all like, all right, he is perhaps you could argue the most incredible offensive season we've ever seen, but he's on like the 5th best team. I'm fine with him not bad. It's great. Second MVP. Could he have won MVP other years? That's fine. And I know everyone has their own little qualifications for what makes MVP.
Absolutely, yeah. And Keith's obviously doing the best player on the best team thing, which is fine.
But I'm not saying
And
like
fair.
that.
And fair.
It so happens that the best player on the best team also is shooting 58% from the field, averaging 27 points, like all these incredible numbers as well. And so for me, I'm like, yes, this guy is the most valuable player. If you take him out...
Counterpoint, the whole reason that it's a conversation, though, isn't even about stats. It's about Harden carrying the Rockets this stretch.
Sure.
Right.
Rockets...
So it's basically an argument between how if you're gonna approach it rationally through numbers, or if you're going to and I think it's valid to use a story. That's not what I want to do, but it's basically that's your two angles. Are you going to do the story of Harden carrying the team on his back during Paul's injury, which by the way, Chris Paul is back and looks terrifying again.
Yeah.
Making fools of the entire Clippers team, doing AM1 stuff through their nuts.
But
Skipped him a loop.
But most importantly, I'm not going to think that hard about it.
Sure.
That's as much as I'm
I
focused.
also will
It
not
doesn't
lose
matter.
a second of sleep.
I'm not going to be upset either way.
We don't get
Feeling
votes.
Minnesota asks, in honor of Lonzo Ball covering up the Big Baller brand logo with an awkward pair of dice, who has the worst tattoo or tattoos in NBA history?
That's easy. I mean, do you have it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have a. I'm going to answer the question by naming a non-NBA tattoo. So
I
go
was
ahead.
going to say Luke Walton.
The Grateful
yeah.
Dead Dancing Bears.
The Dancing Bears.
Yeah,
Okay,
those are
come on
bad.
now.
Confirmed. Correct.
Okay, I thought we
In
were all
the
there.
history
but,
of the NBA.
This guy didn't make the NBA, but Tennessee he ended up in Turkey. But the University of Tennessee had a player, and I've forgotten his name, who he tried to tattoo "Struggles Made Me" on his neck. And he misspelled Struggles, and it just said Stuggles Made Me. So the reason I don't know his name
Stuggles.
is everyone called him Stuggles, and it's still my favorite basketball-related tattoo. So I had to share that. But yeah, that Luke Walton one's great. I think James Jackson's neck tattoos are completely horrifying.
Yeah, or James Johnson.
James Johnson, excuse me. Yeah.
Well, so my least favorite tattoo ever was always the Kenyon Martin lips,
Oh, huge! Yeah,
which I thought that was just
and Yellow Boy.
That was
Yeah.
the rapper Trina's lips.
But those are gone too.
Kenyon Martin.
Have
has
you
very
ever
bad
seen
tattoos.
Reggie Miller's belly button tattoo?
The Reggie Miller belly button tattoo is pretty hilarious.
It's really awful.
Oh, Chuck may have just Gronk spiked that one. There's just The tattoos of NBA players now are so extensive and like cover their bodies so completely that I feel like this is a study that needs to be done by someone with more power than us.
Let's not forget Cherokee Parks had True Grit tattooed on his knuckles.
Did he really?
Yes.
Wow.
Where do we feel about the Mike Scott emojis? He's like covered in emojis.
You're asking a guy who has I Heart Memes tattooed on him
Yeah,
what
I'm
he
with
feels
it.
about
Memes
it.
are emojis and memes. It's like the keep on trucking of modern tattooing.
I'll do one more from Steak Tips Burgundy. You wake up one day to suddenly find yourself in the NBA with Zion Williamson-esque athleticism. You have the chance to posterize one NBA player to totally end them. Who do you choose?
Well, if you want to get all time cop on it, I'm going to go obliterate Jason Williams before he shoots his chauffeur.
Wow, that's fair.
Become a real hero.
Oh, you're going to go back in time. Time Cop style. The film Time Cop, kind of confusing. I watched it.
It's not confusing. Here's all you need to know. Ron Silver is God.
I watched it in the last year. I think there were some scenes missing, like some cohesive tissue.
I'll tell you what scene wasn't missing. A scene where Jean-Claude Van Damme's nude ass is silhouetted doing the splits.
The splits
Right.
on a counter. That's what I remember from Time Cop. is the
That's
counter
not what you
splits.
remember from Time Cop. That's what you remember from every Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Right.
Him doing splits.
What I want to know is he's always doing the splits naked. How come his balls aren't just hanging down?
Because they're always so tight.
I think he's wearing boxers in that one. In
Yeah.
that scene.
Van Damme, I'm back. Sometimes he's naked though, and I feel like that's the Hot Shots Part Trey that we need, where Charlie Sheen's doing the splits and just balls hang down. Come on,
I think I would.
I'll give you that one for free, Lloyd Kaufman.
I think I would go I go back to my least who was one of my least favorite players.
Okay,
I mean he's having a great year, but I would end Blake Griffin. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
If I could Blake Griffin,
titillating.
Even though Blake Griffin destroyed Pau Gasol, it was mainly an offensive foul.
Hush
But
your mouth.
I would do that on
Shut your cake hole.
a Blake Griffin.
So there's two ways to approach this. You have you either get the tallest guy, or you get the guy who's a legendary defender. That's like the two ways to cement your legacy forever. Tall white guy or legendary defender.
Do you want to go for a Gobert? I mean, Gobert's been dunked on because he tries to block shots. He stands up and tries to.
I think shutting up that braying ass Draymond Green would be incredible.
Oh, that'd be pretty good.
If I
Maybe
could,
kick him in the nuts while you do it.
If I could mention this guy only to have his name brought up in 2 episodes in a row, Ike Austin. I just want to dunk on Ike Austin because he looks like an ogre.
I like how you guys both chose. I guess it could be characters from the past. It seemed like he was asking, who do we want to?
Oh, right now?
Modern
in their career.
Who's my I don't really hate
Raymond's
on.
around.
I don't have players that are I hate these guys, but Devin Booker's a guy that I just look at and go, ugh.
He would never contest your shot.
He looks so
But it's got to be a great defender, right? If you want to be
a punk.
I don't know.
No.
Does it?
You want to knock
All right,
Jason Terry still in the NBA
not
somewhere?
no, I saw him on TV the other day.
Is he?
He would knock Chris Paul out of the league
But
or something.
LeBron did that.
What about LeBron? You don't
No,
take
I
it out
wouldn't
on
I
LeBron?
wouldn't want to do that.
All right.
Maybe Lance Stevenson, but I've grown to love him.
Yeah.
Lance make you dance.
I love Lance.
He's been doing some dirty shiz lately.
His on-court stuff is fun.
He's fun. He's
Sorry.
fun.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Those were our croissant questionnaires. Listener submitted questions from our Patreon supporters. If you want to get some more bonus content, go to patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast. I got to say, join for the $3, the Slack chat. The Slack chat's everything.
Oh, my
You got to
God.
be in the Slack chat.
It's like if
Talking about basketball.
Twitter had all the dumb people removed from
Well,
it.
it's Twitter with a cover charge.
Right.
It removes the riffraff.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
The silly people get booed away real quick. The cream rises to the top, and everybody kind of gets along really well with each other, minus 1 or 2 dopes.
That's another thing about being an older dude. You're like, cover charge? Good.
Yeah. Wait, I have to put on good shoes for this place? Awesome. I would love to be there.
Like, oh, this restaurant's 25 and
Yeah.
up? Oh, I'll
That's why
consider
you
that.
don't take your mother to a Cracker Barrel offshoot.
Yeah, she's like, is there no one checking the door?
My
Who is
mother,
here? There's not a velvet rope.
Right.
my mom even dropped the super passive aggressive. You sure you can get this? Sure you got this? When I went to pay for it, it's like,
Did you think?
hey,
Your mom is Lucille Bluth to me.
Did you?
I don't ever
Did
want
your
to know
mom
anything
think you
My
were
mom is
using
so
like a
nice.
coupon?
my mom is so nice. She had I was back on my bullshit and she'd had it. She had
I was really hoping to meet her because yesterday Burr texted me and go, "Hey, Chuck, can you bring me to the podcast if my mom drops me off
That's
at your
right.
house?" And then Keith thought that was adorable.
Well, she was going to stay an extra day, but I think she got tired of me and just left.
All right. Well, if you want to support the show, do that at patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast.
SeatGeek saves you time and saves you money. Two of the more important commodities in our lives these days. They aggregate ticket selling sites together, so you don't have to go to 8 sites and then, I'm going to look at the 9th one now because I'm not quite sure. I was totally that way, of course. And then they also rank every ticket based on value. So you look at the section you want to sit in, find that big green dot, the darker green, the better. You'll start to experience just endorphins when you see that green dot and know that you're getting an awesome deal on the ticket. I used SeatGeek to go to a Bucks Wizards game, got awesome seats there for my fiance and me. So the way to get started with them, download the SeatGeek app and enter that familiar promo code
Fast break.
by using that code to get $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. That's promo code
Fast break.
for $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. Let them know that you came from us.
Fast break. John is an asshole. Fast break.
All right. Steak and eggs. Best thing. What's the best thing we got from the last week?
In my quest to find a team that doesn't make me as sad as the Memphis Grizzlies, I've somehow found another franchise that, while not a playoff team, it's bringing me some joy. Yon Atlanta Hawks.
Ooh,
The Atlanta Hawks are nothing but joy.
real with Run THC.
Trae Young just had his 7th 30-10 game of the season.
That's insane.
That is insane.
Is coming up.
I think he's the first rookie to do it since I read it, and now I'm forgetting it.
Michael
Dang it.
Jordan or Oscar Robertson?
It's like Oscar Roberts, something crazy.
Yeah, he was
No, it was Earl Monroe. It was Earl Monroe.
Okay.
Which is still crazy. That's
Well, so
the 70s. Come on.
we were going to talk about our all rookie teams on this episode. But has Trey nudged ahead of you of Luka Doncic for the year? Because it's kind of
He hasn't,
tight,
but
man.
it's really close. Because it all just depends on. I feel like it's unfair to hold like that slump against Luka Doncic because Trae Young's had like 4 slumps. So I feel like that would be untoward. But Trae Young certainly should get points for rounding into shape. And just like Colin Sexton's rounded into shape, and
So also, the Mavs are, I think, 1-13 in Luka Doncic's last 14 games.
Well, they also
They're-
traded their second best player.
but they're 2-0 when he sits out, or 3-0 when
Right.
Doncic sits out. It's a mess.
And
So
the tank has been real in Dallas from the minute they traded for Kristaps.
So let's
oh, I forgot an important element of my New York trip. We got to double back.
Oh yeah, what happened?
So I wake up bright, squirrely, bushy-tailed to go hang out in the, hello, Brooklyn, do all that stuff. And I decide to, in an effort to fit in, I'm going to put on a beloved jersey of a beloved player and slide on my Kristaps Porzingis jersey.
Oh, jeez.
right.
And that was the day the rape allegations came out.
Oh, wow.
Everything's coming up Burman, it seems.
You were making a statement. I'm sure you got what's
It was hot as balls. I had to wear a sweater all day, cover it up. I was like, oh, my God.
But I think many New Yorkers probably wouldn't even have. It'd take like 24 hours for that.
You have
You're clear.
deniability.
Yeah,
You
I
could say,
didn't know.
Oh, what?
I don't know. They
If
might
somebody
think I'm
looks at you and gives you a stink eye, you can go, "Hey, I didn't know.
They
I'm
might think
sorry,
I'm
I
some
missed them."
incel terrorist maniac.
Yeah, that's
I don't want to get punched like a Nazi.
That's not-
I don't want to end up on somebody's phone, get egged.
Right?
that would be amazing.
You could have just went like,
What if people are just walking around New York punching Porzingis shirts?
right? What
I
you-
mean, I was like, I can't wear this. I told Allie, I was like, what do I do? She's like, I guess put on that ugly sweater you brought. And I was like, I'm wearing shorts. I'm going to wear shorts and a sweater.
I like how you can escape to Louisville for 24 hours, but the idea of buying a T-shirt was too much
work.
solving.
Never even considered it.
You know what? You know what I would have done? I would have made it like
You would have gone shirtless.
No, I would have made a public art piece of it, and I would have put a piece of tape on the back which says
No.
Pig.
Pig Zingus.
no
Zingas?
means no. The pig zingus.
Let's
Poor
go back.
zing no
Let's
means no.
Let's go back to our all rookies. So we were going to say our all rookie teams.
Okay.
So I
Who
have.
wants to go first?
Let's fight.
I have my all
There's
rookie
no
teams,
positions on these, by the
and
way.
since I've been doing nothing but watching the Larry Sanders Show, I have for my all rookie first and second teams parallels from characters on the Larry Sanders Show.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should tell Bill Simmons this because he's one of the only people who will know who we're talking about.
Yeah, and
Kevin
it's cool.
Hoyerter is
'Cause
Janine
this
Garofalo.
is a 20-year-old show.
You're close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're close.
Okay.
And Larry Sanders obviously was Luca.
So this is your first team?
It's my first team. Luca's Larry.
We all have Luca.
He ran
Yeah.
he ran the show. He was the guy that everybody was looking at the beginning. My second player there is Trey Young, and he represented by Jon Stewart late in the show's run. Jon Stewart's supposed to take over the
he's
show.
taking over. He's so oily.
He's sneaking in.
slimy. Yeah.
Right. And then DeAndre Ayton is Hank.
This is
he's-
an affront
He's
to Hank Kingsley.
So he is but this is
The
my
real
only
MVP.
I had to stretch.
This is an
but
outrage.
Hank and Ayton are the same in that they both think they should be more important because of how tall they are. So that's really the only way I could connect them. Some of these are a stretch.
John, do you have? So I don't have Ayton on my first team.
Hell no.
Oh, so I mean, I don't think it's a weird choice.
16 and 10,
Yeah, I don't think it's a weird choice at
2
all.
blocks a game.
But but he was on my. He's my first alternate. I put him 6th on my rookie list.
I took a philosophical stand against him.
Okay.
He probably should be. I know he has historic effective field goal percentage. He has insane 70% percentage in the restricted area. I mean,
He's
I
gonna
know he
be
This
belongs.
is fine.
He's going to be.
Wait, anyway, who's Chuck?
So then I got Sexton.
Okay, Colin Sexton for your first
Colin
team,
Sexton. That's Stevie the Agent, played by Bob Odenkirk, who's kind of shifty, skittery, just his play style, nothing to do with his personality. And then I got Bagley as Beverly the secretary because she's like a calm presence and you can kind of count on her. Also, she crushed it. She was probably the best actor.
Okay.
Short of Rip Torn on the show.
So that's so.
I'm Rip Torn, by the way. Nobody else gets to be Artie.
That's perfect.
Who is Rip Torn?
Me.
This is Chuck.
Rip Torn is Mitchell Robinson just swatting stuff into the stands, fouling out every game.
So Chuck, your first team. You have Trey Young, Luka Doncic, Marvin Bagley, Colin Sexton, and DeAndre Ayton.
That's it.
Okay, John, you want to go with what's your first team?
Just switch Ayton and Mitchell Robinson.
So you have Mitchell Robinson first team. So I have, I put.
And I wanted to put Shamet over Sexton, but you just can't.
Oh, very hipstery.
You can't.
Very hipster.
Oh, yeah.
I put Trey Young, Colin Sexton, Luka Doncic, Marvin Bagley, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
First team.
I went with 3 guards, 3-point guards even,
Yeah.
which I believe I'm allowed to on an all.
I think
team.
SGA it took 2. Okay.
It took so this is how I don't know how to balance
It's like
it.
the reverse Colin Sexton.
It's the reverse Colin Sexton. It's the same as Trey Young. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is doing it in a playoff race. However, it's March, and nothing that happens in March is true or
Right.
real.
I feel like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's numbers are almost BS sometimes.
They could be. And so I'm not.
Although I like him.
I'm not sure to take it, but him being on this Clippers team, which is just crushing. They're the
Until last night.
Until they got
whooped.
But still, the Clippers are the only NBA team this season to win 13 games in a month. They went 13-2 in March, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a big part of that. He's starting for this team, so
He's a lesser part of it than Landry Shamet, though.
okay. Yeah. Well, I disagree, but that's a fair point.
Yeah.
So I cheated.
Yeah.
When it came to naming my second team. I did my patented mashup system where I take 2 players on the same team and I turn them into
Keith,
one
I
player.
misspoke. Mitchell Robinson's on my second team. I still have Jaren Jackson Jr. on my first team.
I love
okay.
it. Oh, I love it.
So I have Jaren Jackson
Very
Jr.
homer. Very
Yes.
homer.
Jaren Jackson Jr. is on my second team. He's my Jeremy Piven. Early in the Larry Sanders show, Jeremy Piven seemed amazing and then just disappeared at the end.
And all that testosterone.
He was gone quick, wasn't he?
Second season, he went on to better pastures.
It's even hard to remember.
PCB,
Jaren
in
Jackson
theory.
Jr. has played the same number of games as Marvin Bagley. They both played 50.
Yeah, I was about to say,
it's just been so. I can't even remember the last time I saw Jaren Jackson Jr. play.
Yeah,
You're just like you're wearing Grizz blinders now, and I respect that.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't. So mad at that team.
Jaren Jackson Jr. was putting up insane numbers. That's why he nudges 8.
You mean insane rebounding numbers where he never got a rebound? Yes, it's true.
So I
He
had
put up historic non-rebounding numbers.
So I had 2 Clipper rookies on
hanging out by that
my
three-point line.
team. I had
Okay.
Landry and I had Shea,
Shea, yeah.
but I combined them into one player, and it was Sham Landris Gilexander. So Sham Landris Gilexander
Yeah, he's
is
like your
on my
second
second team.
That's pretty good. That's like me. I put Kettle Noxonson.
No,
Kettle Noxonson.
so I had to.
That's Kevin Knox and Mitchell Robinson.
I had to do
No
something.
Sham Landris.
I had to do something different with the Knicks because I had Alonzo Trier in there too with Mitchell Robinson and Kevin Knox. So I have Kev Mitso, Tricks, Robin Knocker.
Oh, that's pretty. Wait, is Damian Dutson a rookie too? Or is he...
Yes.
So I would think Damonzo
Damonzo
Triotson.
Kev Mitso.
Damonzo Triotson actually knocked me out of that fantasy league. I really liked. Yeah, it was awful.
That's one of my favorite things.
Say
I've
the
ever-
Knicks one again.
It's hold on, I got to pick up my legal pad here. It's Kev Mitso, Tricks, Robin Knocker.
Oh, that's great.
It's got like a Knickerbocker thing going on.
My second team: DeAndre Ayton, Mitchell Robinson. Who again? Everything Mitchell Robinson has done, garbage time. That team, as my wife saw yesterday,
Listen
said,
to me, Keith.
15 and 62. She just yelled it because it came across the screen.
Have you seen his per 36? It's like 69 blocks and 420 fouls per 36.
Yeah.
You can't make it up.
But so I also have Mitchell Robinson. I have Jaren Jackson Jr. And then Kevin Herter and Landry
So
Shamet.
Kevin Herter is Mary Lynn Reichscope from like the last 2 seasons.
Okay.
She played like a Booker or something. That's Kevin Herter. Deer in the headlights, kind of looks scared and very pale.
Kevin Herter is so weird because like if they're not drawing up plays for him, like he just like doesn't even score, like doesn't exist. But then all of a sudden he just like windmill dunks on someone.
Has he had the
4 threes in a
strangest
row.
collection of if you took his 10 best games and you're just
it would be
what
crazy.
in the world?
Yeah,
like they're like Dwayne Wade numbers and all this.
He's going to be a Sporkle answer like Dwayne Wade jersey swaps.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He'll be one of those guys. You're like, what?
I added and dropped him from my fantasy team no less than a dozen times this year.
So who was your? Is there anyone we haven't mentioned who was on one of your second?
So
teams?
I had Herter. I had
Miles Bridges is the only one I have that you did not mention, and now I feel stupid for having him. So there's that.
Miles Bridges has looked really good for the Hornets, but like he doesn't play that much. Like I feel like he in and out.
He has been so. There's a pretty interesting rookie watch that NBA.com does. It's called the Kia Rookie Ladder.
Right, the rookie ladder.
And he's showed up a lot on it lately.
was that Brooklyn kid, Ferrero Rocher? What's his name?
Well, I was going to say Karooks.
Karooks. That's his
Rodions
name.
Karooks is another
I
one.
love this. You're just digging so deep.
Oh yeah, well,
Oh, I've been paying attention to the Nets because of the.
No,
Heat.
he's definitely he's been helping that steal
He
and block
threw
category.
he threw
Well, I
a
was about to-
shoulder in Kawhi's chest the other day or yesterday, and Kawhi didn't have any of it.
so I've gotten into the Nets lately because I knew I was going to go see them. Like he's one of the most important players on the team.
Farouk Aluminium.
Like
Or, I
when
mean-
he's out there, like that team flows. Like,
Yeah.
his play belies the numbers. Like it tells a different story. He's very good.
Yeah, I kind of like him. I also I would give a shout out my like honorable mentions. Wendell Carter Jr. who I thought looked really nice.
Yeah.
He would
at times.
definitely be first team if he had not gotten hurt.
Yeah. Or he'd be in there. This first
be
team
on-
is
yeah,
incredible.
it
This
is.
first team is incredible.
This might, this is one of
And
the.
honestly, Ayton probably belongs.
yeah.
He's very frustrating.
I
to
went
watch.
with like pure center. I think he's the best center in the draft, and he's kind of like that guy who you can
I don't think
count getting 24
Mitchell
and 12.
Robinson.
I don't think you have to feel bad about DeAndre Ayton. He's
Right.
he's doing what he's doing in a bad situation. Jalen Brunson, Josh Okogie. I guess there's
Okogie.
I wanted to say
Some
Okogie
snubs.
because I feel like
Kevin
he's like
Knox,
Karooks. Where,
we sort of
no
should-
Knox. Let's no Knox
Okay.
this.
Well,
Kevin Knox
he's-
sucks.
Could be.
We combined him with
if he
some
was
other
in there.
names.
We got to
That's fine.
mention him.
One more time.
Well,
Sham Landry.
It's Sham Landris Gilexander and
All right.
Kev Mitso, Tribe Robber. Knocker.
So one cool thing about this, and again, like from All-Star break on, Colin Sexton averaging I think 23 points per game. He's like right up there with Trae Young. We talked about this again.
And Colin Sexton's
he's hitting threes, man.
shooting better than Kevin Herter.
Yeah.
Shooting almost. Let's say it one more time before we leave. Landry Shamet's 3-point percentage is insane,
Uh,
and he is awesome.
So
He's nice.
so
And he's
Luka
Sham Landry.
Doncic,
Sham Landry.
Trae Young, and Colin Sexton are all averaging over 16 and a half points per game, which is really high for
Right.
rookies. You know, we all know the rookie of the year race is normally just points per game. This is the first time 3 rookies have averaged over 16 and a half points per game since the 99-2000 season.
Oh, no. This
So-
sounds like a song.
Well, so Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage. Just Game of Scones. John correctly sniffed it out. 99, 2000, I'm not going to tell you who they were because the Game of Scones, and this is a tricky one. We're going to play 21, boys.
Okay.
We're playing 21. So this is first one to 21 points wins.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you, in my lifetime, which has spanned 4 decades.
Keith, you're freaking me out.
So in the last 40 years, I want you to name the rookies who have averaged 16 and a half points per game. There are 72 of them. There's normally one every season. You know, there's very rarely 3. But you get 2 points. You get 2 points if you name a player on the list. If you name a player who is younger than 21, you get 3 points. That's a 3-pointer.
Okay.
This year included?
This year, no. I'm sorry.
He just told us all 3.
I'm sorry.
so-
Doncic, Young, and Sexton are not allowed in this little thing. I got to make sure I got all my numbers and my ages lined up. But so we're not playing a strikeout. We're playing first to 21 points. You get 3 points for naming a player under the age of 21. 2 points if it's 21 or older.
I got a youngster. Right.
All
out the
right,
gate.
jump ball's going up. It's to Chuck. Chuck, you get
If you steal my
first
youngster.
guess.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. That is 3 points on the board.
Amari
for-
Stoudemire.
for Chuck, and we're gonna have to go slow here
I'm sorry, Keith.
while I tabulate
He's
No, he's
making an
tabulating.
XY axis.
He's got a Excel spreadsheet.
everything. I gotta find my Amari.
When that moon hits your eye like a big
Amari Stoudemire
pizza
is
pie.
incorrect.
What?
That's
Incorrect.
Wow.
That's a 0.
So that means Yao Ming probably didn't
that,
average 16.
that's a 0
then.
point.
I'm
He
going.
beat out Yao that year.
I'm going to go with. Let's stick with 03. Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony is
Nice.
correct, and that's another 3-pointer for Chuck, who's
I'll
up to
stay with
6
that same
points.
draft. The superior player of the 3, Darko Milicic. I'm just kidding.
He's joking.
I'm
but
just kidding.
You should count that as a strike.
Well,
Let's
there are
go.
no, yeah.
I'll
I'm
go
filing him
Tyreek
purpose.
Evans.
Tyreek Evans is correct. As his highest scoring. Actually, that's not true because I think his Grizzlies game. His Grizzlies season. He
Yeah,
finally beat
probably
him.
had 17.
And that is a 3-pointer
Yeah.
for John because he was 20 years old. He averaged 20.1 points his rookie season.
How about Allen Iverson?
Allen Iverson. Yes. He averaged. Oh, let's check the age though. Check
He
the
might have been
age.
20.
That's a 2-pointer for Chuck because he was 21 years old, but of course he averaged 23 and a half points per game his rookie
Monster.
season. Chuck is up 8-3.
I'm going to stay with that same Tyreek year, the guy he narrowly beat out, Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is correct.
I don't think he was. I think he was probably 21. Though.
He was 21. That's a 2-pointer. He averaged 17 and a half points per game. And honestly, I forgot that. I saw he averaged 17 and a half points per game as a rookie. I was like, really? I clicked on it. I was like, I forgot. Anyway, so that's a 2-pointer. Just a regular
Let's go with
layup for John.
Let's go with Kevin Garnett.
Garnett. No, I do not think so. Yes, that is incorrect.
He
Back
was
to John.
19
Get
as a
youthful,
rookie.
youthful.
He was like probably 12 or 13 a game.
I'll do something similar to Chuck, and I may whiff. I'm going to go Kobe.
It's not
He's-
right.
He averaged like 10, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. These are actually embarrassing. I might edit them out of the show.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille is correct. He averaged a massive 23 points per game as a 20-year-old. That's from way downtown. A 3-pointer for Chuck. Up 11-5.
Let's do. I know he was really old, and I can't help it, but I'm going to say David Robinson anyway.
David Robinson, I think is correct. Let me check. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 24 points per
averaged a
game
ton.
as a
25-year-old.
well-seasoned 24-year-old. Another layup for John, who has 7 points, is down by 4.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Michael Jordan is correct. also 21-year-old.
I'm going to screw it. I can't get off these old guys.
It's all right. It's better just to score, man.
Let's do Larry Joe Bird.
Larry Bird is correct, and also that's as far back as we can go. That is the 79-80 season. Yep. He was 62. No, 23. Excuse me. He was 23.
He had to go home for a year and think about paving driveways.
13-7. Chuck has the lead and is allowed to shoot again.
Let's go.
So we can't go before 79. That's right.
That's correct.
Let's go. Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley. I
don't think so.
That's not correct. Yeah, not correct. Yeah, it's another miss. John, can you cut into the 6-point lead? There's only 60 or so correct answers out there.
Let's do Tracy McGrady.
No, it's definitely wrong.
Yeah, that baddie.
That's definitely wrong.
Terrible.
Grant Hill.
Grant Hill, yeah.
He's going to be old too, though.
He was 22 because he went to Duke, which ages you faster. 15 points to Chuck, a commanding lead. John with a bunch of embarrassing. Quit naming high schoolers who did not play until their second or third year.
That's a good point. Hakeem Olajuwon.
I don't even know. Let's see if that's correct. Yes, that is correct. As a very old 22-year-old.
I can't do any young guys.
That's fine. It's fine. 15-9. Chuck, you're only 6 points from the promised land.
Timothy Duncan
is correct.
He's old, too.
He was old. So 17 points keeps it alive.
Gotta get young.
John, if you could hit 4 3-pointers, it's only a four possession game.
Gotta get young. This is not ideal. Chuck's dancing in my face.
He is dancing.
Can I get some kind of technical?
He's
Keith,
mocking you.
You're a ref.
No, he's right now.
This is taunting.
He's shimmying. He's not even looking at you. He's just shimmying for the crowd right now.
Russell Westbrook.
I don't think that's correct. It's wrong.
Kevin Garnett.
No,
Kevin Durant. Sorry.
Oh, judges. All right, we'll give
Kevin
it to
Durant.
him.
I already said Kevin Garnett.
That is a 3-pointer.
Yeah, nice.
Chuck has 20 points. One more correct answer. We'll get it right.
Okay, I want to keep going because I feel like
John has 9 points and is doing horribly.
Youthful Kevin Love.
A youthful Kevin Love.
No way.
He
was like 13 a game his rookie year.
Yeah,
No.
incorrect.
Dang.
Wow.
He was young, though.
He was good when he was young, but not as a rookie.
But Kevin Love got traded for somebody.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not even giving it to Chuck if he says that one. He's got to say another one.
Yeah.
That'll be a youthful one, too.
Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving is correct.
Like
as
16,
a 19-year-old Chuck with a dominating blowout performance.
Keith even tried to throw me that O.J. Mayo lob.
Yeah, I think O.J. Mayo, who was a surprising 21.
Yeah.
A surprising 21.
Trade looked good for one fleeting moment there.
I mean, I'm not even, there's 50 or so you didn't say. All of them very famous players. Our boy Jerry Stackhouse, who might be coming to Vanderbilt to coach the Vanderbilt Commodores.
What if we got to hang out with Stack?
We've been joking for years. What if
he's going to punch us into mist?
We're like, what if he found out about it, and now it's like, oh, he's in Memphis now? Oh, now he's come on the show? Oh, now he's going to live in Nashville?
Yeah.
He's going to live in Franklin.
It's getting a little tricky. That's
Is he a singleman?
Well, he would. I don't think he will. I don't know if he's single or not.
Might see him at Boom Bap.
The only surprising one, I wish someone had said Jahlil Okafor, which I've already forgotten. Michael Carter Williams,
Yeah.
who averaged a bunch, and then again, tons of other dudes who scored that. Anyway, that was all.
A lot of like probably recent young guys, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just
I had that thing where
Donovan Mitchell, Joel Embiid,
I just totally
Towns,
blank slated on
Wiggins,
all the young guys.
Lillard, Blake Griffin. So on and so forth.
As soon as I thought of David Robinson, all I started thinking about was old dudes.
Penny, Chris Webber.
I think Penny. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Jason Kidd.
Yeah, Webber would have been early. God, now we're just hand jams. Jason Kidd was older.
He was.
Yeah, and I don't think he scored 16 points.
He didn't score that much. Anyway,
he's like the Steve Nash.
Those were. Let's keep moving. That was our big rookie segment right there.
Lots of fun
to honor the rookies.
So do you think Young has overtaken Doncic? You alluded to it. I felt like you were ready to
I think the argument is proper now. It's not as absurd as before. It was an absurd. It was an absurd argument.
Just however you want to say it.
3 months ago,
Obtuse is what I'd say.
it was a silly argument. Now it is not a silly argument. You can make a
You
very,
can argue either way you want.
It's easy to forget, like, Doncic was doing, like, triple-double after triple-double there for a second.
And he was the go-to player on a
Right.
team that was doing pretty well.
Yeah.
That time has passed.
Yeah,
Before they
and now they're
traded
losing all their
everybody.
games.
Yeah.
Somehow they're going to hit their under.
I think you've
even
got...
though they
insane.
clearly had their over. Like, they were
Dude,
so
how about
close.
Charlotte finally getting their over and they're not going to make the playoffs?
Oh, man. The Magic are going to be the 7th seed. Steve Clifford is a genius.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best thing. It's real short. I found this out. Got to find the Twitter guy. I think it was Sham.
Shams?
It wasn't Sham
Alexander.
Sham
It
Landris.
was one of my other. Anyway, I didn't know this. You know, we argue. Yeah, it was Sham God. His Twitter user. He was pointing out that Andre Drummond has never lost a basketball game to Karl Anthony Towns.
Have some of that.
8-0 in the regular season. He also said 9-0 if you include the All-Star game. I will not.
Have a taste.
But this is much like as a Grizzlies fan when we feel fine putting down Karl Anthony Towns because you're like, he's never that good. If you
Yeah.
only watch Grizzlies games, kind
Yeah.
of gets worked over. Every now and then he puts up big numbers, but they lose. Who cares? These Pistons fans are like, everyone puts down Andre Drummond. He dominates Karl Anthony Towns, and the Pistons have never lost to the Timberwolves with Andre Drummond. So,
I think I'm saying this right when I say I ship that. No?
I don't, wait, maybe?
Yep. No?
Someone was telling me about that. I don't know how to
Ship
say
it?
it.
I ship it.
Chuck is lost.
If you can't tell us, then it must not be a thing.
No. What are you saying?
Ship things. You ship things you like.
Is that saying,
I think
is it
he's
short
got.
for,
I
is
think
it
Chuck's
short
got
for
no
worship?
I think it is, dude.
I don't know.
I thought it was some kind of championship thing.
Or a championship?
I think it is
talk-
worship.
No, there's chip.
Ship.
No.
But and then ship and chip are kind of interchangeable for championship.
No, this is a verb.
If
This
you're
is
doing
verb
ship
usage.
things, then you're doing championship things.
We're gonna have to go into the Slack and figure this out.
Shipping was added to Urban Dictionary
Chuck's age is
over 13 years ago.
Yeah.
What?
It's a short way of saying you believe in someone.
So it's worship.
I guess.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I
worship.
never heard of that. It may have come.
Apparently, it's apparently, it's this definition. This is old people
Let's
read
do
what
it.
other old people say. What a younger term is, and it's saying it mainly refers to relationships. But when you're talking about a couple, you can say you ship them.
Oh.
So they're saying it could be short for relationship. Anyway, this has been probably the worst 1 minute of our show ever.
It's on Twitter a lot.
As now John yawns into the microphone to get out of it. Anyway, Andre Drummond
Courage.
dominating Karl Anthony Towns. Chuck, you got a best thing?
My best thing is Russell Westbrook dropping the 2020 twin.
I was going to say 2020 twin.
Were you?
Yes.
I listened to 2 other podcasts to make sure they didn't say it.
Oh, really?
By
Yeah.
the hair of his twin twin?
No,
No,
it's from Friday, which is a movie. It's a weed reference from the movie
That's
Friday.
incredible. 2020 twin.
Yeah.
Keith.
Chris Tucker says it to Bernie Mac's character
Right, okay.
in reference to marijuana.
Keith just played his role perfectly. That was like Kurt Rambis grabbing a rebound and elbowing somebody in the mush.
Do what I can.
But it comes from the movie Friday, which is set in South Central LA. And
I am
Russell,
familiar with the film.
What
He did
Russell
it for
West-
Nipsey.
Not that I remember.
He did it for Nipsey.
Russell dropped 20, the second player in the history of the NBA since Wilt the Stilt in 65, dropping double, triple, double.
That's right.
With 2 20 pieces. It's an insane accomplishment, coupled with the fact that it was an homage or honor to a Slade rapper and friend of his who was from the rolling 60s of Los Angeles and South Central. So it's kind of a cool story. It's one of those legendary things that I think that'll probably never happen again, like triple 20. I don't know if I'll ever see it. But
no one will tell you this, but Rajon Rondo got pretty close once.
did he?
Yeah.
Well,
He had like a 18, 20, 17.
nah.
But I mean, it doesn't work.
But I mean, yeah, and it works out. So
Historic narrative.
Yeah, this is a cool ending to a really bad story. I love Nipsey Hussle. He was an incredible rapper who I've been listening to for years and kind of followed and rooted for. And he became more of a entrepreneur and self-empowerment guru in his recent years and released a record that I loved recently.
I love anything that references Nipsey Russell.
Nipsey Hussle was a play on Nipsey Russell, who was a great comedian. Yeah.
Chuck's crying in the studio.
No, there's the two things. I love basketball and I love rap music, and it was a cool thing to see those two worlds touch each other.
And now let's talk about our worst thing: non-dead people, serious category.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, the opposite of our steak and eggs, the cream of wheat, worst of week. What's the worst thing you saw?
Mark Cuban trading for a alleged rapist.
Kind of weird. I don't know what to do with the things that are given to me.
I have.
Don't wear their jerseys.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's not something to talk about.
Not something to talk
It's
about.
an ongoing investigation that I have no comment on whatsoever.
I like that almost any of the myriad endings is in play right now.
Yeah.
I would.
It could be any number of things. Porzingis filed federal charges against her for extortion in court months ago. She went to,
which is what you would do if you
somebody
wanted, if you had a high-powered defense team at your disposal,
and millions of dollars to
all scenarios are in play.
So it could be any number of things.
But good on old Cubes for getting right in the middle of it, anyways.
My worst thing is the Dallas Mavericks. Unrelated to this.
A lot of Mavs talk.
They've been playing around, before with guys playing time, perhaps for financial reasons, guys who are restricted free agents. Mavs Moneyball wrote an article bringing this up to me, which was very dear to my heart because of my negative fantasy playoffs I'm involved over at Fantrax.com in the iShop League. Dorian Finney-Smith, they have started benching him to make sure he doesn't hit the level the minutes played where he's considered a starter based on the CBA for what his qualifying offer has to be. If he reaches the starter threshold, his qualifying offer is $3.1 million. So they've stopped playing him as of like 6 games ago. There's like, you know what? We'll give him 8 minutes a game.
Man,
and
Mark
now,
Cuban sucks.
And now they've said he's hurt. Now like, oh, he's got a torn. He's got a bruise.
He's got a Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah. So they're sitting him down. So they're just like they're shutting this guy down to make sure his qualifying offer is only $1.9 million, and as opposed to $3.1 million.
Are these contracts that these young kids sign? Is this like boilerplate stuff that they have to sign at the beginning? Do all of these contracts?
This is a guy who's going to be a restricted free agent.
Okay,
so that determines.
So they're lowering.
So he could still get a bigger offer for that.
The offer sheet.
But the idea being like if they wanted to have restricted rights over him, they have to offer him the qualifying offer, and he might be in a situation where he's like, you know what, $3.1 million, I will take that. Now they only have to offer him $1.9 million. It opens up $1.2 million in salary cap room for all you dunked on fetishists. So it does help them to try to sign more players, but they're screwing around with Dorian Finney-Smith.
Suits.
Dorian Finney-Smith not bothering anybody.
I'm not super happy about it. Anyway, Chuck, you got a worse thing?
Yeah, my worst thing is LeBron shutting it down for the rest of the season is actually my best thing because he gets to watch Dwayne Wade's final home game in Miami. He's going to be
cheap seats.
He's going to be sitting in the 300 section with all my homeboys. Watching Wade in his final game, maybe ever. Could be his final game as a Miami Heat regular season game.
That'll be his final game, Chuck.
You think? No, I mean we're right in there. We're a game behind. A game behind.
Now you guys are kind of done.
No, we're not.
You pretty much
got to beat the Nets.
No, we did. If we beat the Nets,
we got to win some games.
Yeah. Well, we lost.
Josh Richardson's not gonna
It's going to be Nets Heat playing in.
Yeah, it's probably going to be that, but we're not out of it.
We should film Chuck's squirming sphincter for that game.
We're not out of it.
Chuck's sphincter cam.
And I'm
twitching like a rabbit's nostril all night long.
I kind of feel like they have good odds against the Nets in a heads-up game. They played well against the Celtics twice. The Celtics couldn't beat the freaking Nets.
Celtics lost the Nets by like 30.
I know, and it doesn't make sense.
You ready for that, Kenny Atkinson?
I don't want Atkins diet.
Ready for that?
Keep that keto, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Let's move to the awards segment of the program. The International Stackhouse of Pancakes Award, given each week.
Who guards D'Angelo Russell on the Heat right now, Chuck?
To the worst performance in a box score. Is it that Duncan Robinson guy?
Duncan Robinson, who I was mistaken, thought was a mashup of Tim Duncan and
Nate Robinson?
Nate Robinson.
Or Glenn Robinson, which would have been a correct answer.
Right.
Big Little Dog?
Or David Robinson and Tim Duncan.
Which
is Whiteside.
The worst performance in a box score. We have several honorable mentions this week. Aminu, 0 for 9. Jeremy Lamb, Langston Galloway, 1 for 11. Goran Dragic, 3 for 15.
Ooh, you know it's March when Langston Galloway's playing.
Jimmy Butler, 4 for 17. We have 3 nominees as they occurred chronologically through the week. Jonathan Isaac, in a win against the Knicks, was 3 for 16. 6 points, 9 boards, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, 3 personal fouls. Chetty Osman.
Isaac 316 says, I just whiffed that shot.
Yeah, Chetty Osman in a loss to the Suns.
Steady Chetty.
1 for 12, 3 points, no rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 6 personal fouls. 1 for 12 and a foul out.
Can't say he didn't try.
That's pretty good. And then Tyreek Evans in a win against the Pistons. 1 for 13. 1 for 13. That's real bad. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, no turnovers, 3 personal fouls. So you have John Isaac, 3 for 16, 6 points, 9 boards, 2 blocks. Chetty Osman, 1 for 12, 3 points, 3 assists, and 6 personal fouls. Tyreek, 1 for 13, 6 points, 4 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block.
I'll take feckless, dickless Reek.
Reek. I'll take Reek. Yeah,
All
Game
right,
of Thrones
that's
is coming
fine.
back soon.
I didn't know
Just
if
take
we
Reek.
needed to like weigh in the personal fouls.
Absolutely.
If it mattered.
Yeah, no, it does.
That is box score.
That's pretty bad. But all right, so
Tomfoolery.
Tyreek Evans, I'm fine with making it unanimous too. Tyreek Evans, 1 for 13. You are this week's award winner. And by the way, this is not a game of scones.
Thank God.
This is Chetty Osman's shooting 1 for 12
Steady Chetty.
or worse and fouling out.
Chetty Bob.
One of 17 players ever. Wow. So it's pretty nice.
Good for him.
How did you restrain yourself from torturing us? With
Nah,
the game
I just,
scones?
we've been going for like an hour 5. We're good. No, it's like names you never heard of.
Really?
It's like Bob Folks. No, but
Yes,
speaking of those like deep dive basketball reference things, as we move to our par fadeaway, I was having a lot of fun with that Bojan Bogdanovic one.
Oh, yeah.
Finding out that he had not blocked a shot.
That's
insane.
In almost 2,500 minutes. He's 6'8". The reason I found this out was I noticed Chris Middleton averaged like 0.1 blocks per game. And I was like, that seems terrible. He's like 6'7". How many? And so I was like, and I was looking it up. I was like, oh, Chris Middleton's only blocked 6 shots this year. And then I was like, that seems really low for a tall guy. So then I did the search, and lo and behold, there it was.
It was like you saw your screen.
Yeah.
You just blew my mind with the Chris Middleton stuff.
But so Bojan Bogdanovic
Bogdanovic is a white guy. I understand.
he had no blocks in 2,500 minutes, and I tweeted it. And
It's
like,
a swarthy Euro.
One guy was like, that means he's going to block a shot now. I'm like, I know. I'm ready. I want to see if it works. And it worked. He got a block shot on Wednesday night. Yeah. So he did not, he was about to be the by far tallest man to ever play 2,000 minutes in a season and not block a shot.
Yeah, because I thought that seems like you're just being a little.
The next tallest was Larry Drew, who's 6'1".
Now coaches.
Yeah. And also Ty Lue did it as well.
Ooh.
So, and then Muggsy Bogues. Those were the 3 people ever to play 2,000 minutes and not block a shot in a season. Muggsy Bogues, who's 5'4".
Yes.
Ty Lue, who might be 6 feet, and then Larry Drew.
You need to find meaningful blocks. I don't think
I
Jonas
looked up. So
Valanciunas has
the
a
block
meaningful
happened against the Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne Ellington
beef.
got Beef Wellington got blocked. I can't see the block. I've watched the replay a lot.
You did at NBA refs. NBA stats.
They don't even do that. I didn't know who the funniest one to at was. Those people just tweet funny stats. They don't care about the scorekeepers. But anyway, he airballed the shot. Maybe it was a block. If you look at the on the video, Miles Turner is very excited on the bench. I think Miles Turner knew.
Yeah.
Miles Turner knew. That
No, dude.
Did
Miles
not.
Turner is always very excited on the bench.
Yeah,
he's
that's
the
true.
greatest bench guy there is.
So that was kind of my par fadeaway. Was like I was going to be looking for this no block streak that ended. We still have my official par fadeaway. It's still up there. Talk about it every week. Javon Carter, worst shooting season in 61
It's
years.
The Carter.
He is now under 25% for the year. No one has shot under 25% from the year on 100 field goal attempts in over 60 years. No one has shot under 27% from the field.
How long?
Who's played, I think it was 400 minutes. in 61
You know what
years.
this is like? This is like somebody who's really into birds, like an ornithologist, and gets it. Like
that's me.
Their whole life they spend finding birds, and they get obsessed with one kind of bird, which is a really awful bird that no one else likes, and then that bird moves into that ornithologist's backyard and plays for their basketball team.
This is going to be like adaptation. F birds, done with birds.
Yeah, so I'm tracking that.
This
I want to
isn't
know
a historic
what are the other
performance.
weird. But now I want to know what are the other weird things that are out there that I haven't found. Like who else is looking for them?
Right.
Like who do I need to find who's tracking?
Who's scouring for useless
And I don't know what it
trivia?
is. If it's whether who hasn't, because I did find out
Tony Allen has never made a breakaway layup ever.
I did find out that Doug McDermott's career high for steals in a game is 1.
Wow.
I found that out this week where someone was like, "Did you know?" I was like, "I did not."
That must have just fell into his balls.
One day we will
How
have.
do you not get an accidental 2?
That had to, yeah.
One day we'll get an intern and we'll just sick them on researching this for 8 hours a day for
So yeah,
credit.
Chuck's been hoping we'd have an intern.
We
for
need
him
an
in the last
intern.
for 20 years.
We need an intern. Why don't
We
we
need
get
a
an
social
intern?
media intern.
That's
Clean
it.
up this table,
Photo.
intern.
No. We
Just
need
get your whole living room
Photoshop,
cleaned.
graphic design,
Video editor.
lots of things.
Yeah.
Might even pay you very small amounts.
One of us here has directed music videos, but we can't put pictures of our faces up while we're talking on Instagram. Which is what everyone does now. They just put a picture of their
I'm
face.
simultaneously being applauded and shamed.
Like somebody, like we should. You're an incredible director and artist, but we should get somebody on the podcast who knows something about directing and make something good for us.
I think the problem is we don't have the budget for John.
No, we can't afford him.
John doesn't roll out of bed.
He's got a per diem.
My par fade away.
Well, I was gonna say we're like, hey, let's just shoot this on an iPhone camera, and John like almost faints. He's like, no, we gotta have light. We're get lighting. I can bring in a lighting rig. It's like all right.
No, we're good.
What's your par fade away, John?
I have 2. Can I have 2?
Yeah.
Well, I'll give one to Chuck. I'm looking forward to that Heat Nets game. We got to watch
a good game.
that.
It's a big game.
I
It's gonna
want
We
to
got
get
a lot of big games. I mean, there's only 4
I
games
really
left.
want to get a Chuck B-hole camera just for that game.
We can find one.
But
know
I
a
cannot
doctor.
believe how long the Detroit Pistons have sat at 99% chance to be in the playoffs, and they refuse to clinch.
Oh
No.
yeah.
That is incredible.
They keep messing around.
Well, there's this fun little game of incompetence / just like weird good
it's
performances.
incompetence chicken.
Yeah, and it's really what it is. But there's
Are you
going to
win some of your games? No.
No, but for a while last week they were all winning every game. I thought they were all going to end the season under 500. Now they're all looking at 500 on the dot. So they're playing right to the mediocre
It's
level
gonna
of
be like 40 wins.
Right.
40 wins is going to be the
it's
cutoff.
right to the mediocre level of basketball. We expected from the bottom of the.
And we
Eastern
also
Conference.
have the tankathon. All the tankathon teams.
Oh, yeah.
The 6 through 9.
The less said, the better.
The 6 through 9, which we're as Grizzlies fans again. I think it's better to convey, but also maybe
We don't know yet. We don't have history yet.
Maybe that 8%
I don't know. I don't even
of
know if it
Zion.
is. Yeah.
Maybe 8% of Zion is better than 4% of Zion in conveying. So I don't even know what I'm cheering for. I do know I get a few $100 if the Grizzlies win 3 of their next 5 games.
Really? That's cool.
Well, because like if
But you hated pickle.
they play the Mavs. They play the Mavs twice. If they can beat the Mavs both games, and then they played the Warriors on their final game of the season, and maybe the Warriors won't be trying. So if they win those 3 games, the Grizzlies will probably convey their pick, and the over will hit. But that's a kind of a stretch. I think they're going to split with the Mavs, and then it's all over. But
You got hope.
once again, the Grizzlies had a healthy Mike and Mark season. Their worst case scenario was no matter what, don't finish with one of the 8 worst records, and
Yeah.
they failed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Renew your tickets. Deadline's tomorrow.
Chris Wallace.
Anyway, if you want to support the show.
I got a par fade away.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chuck. We didn't
Steph Curry's going to get laser vision. He's going to be able to see in
he
the
got
dark.
contacts.
He got contacts, and everybody's freaking out. It's fine.
I didn't know that. That's insane.
Here's the thing about vision: it gets worse over time. It isn't like he doesn't know what color the rim is.
His shooting will improve.
No, it probably will.
He definitely missed a few shots against the Suns and had to go to the ophthalmologist. I missed. This was embarrassing.
Sums up.
Can you fix
Maybe.
this?
I mean, I can't imagine it would be that bad for him. I can't imagine. I just think it's just like a story, and everybody's picking up on it.
Yeah.
If he increases his shooting efficiency,
The
by an
Rudy
incredible amount,
the Rudy
I'll be
Gay
surprised.
LASIK's kind of worked.
Did they?
It kind of worked out.
Oh, these are contacts.
I mean, I know there's number. You know, he went to the Spurs, a better situation. Maybe he took better shots, but he got the Lasix. His percentages went up.
Yeah,
his shooting will improve.
So we should ban that. We should ban that in the NBA.
As Kyle Kuzma
I like
said.
where you're
No improving your body at all.
I think Kyle
Hairlines?
Hairlines, no. Especially LeBron, no hairline improvements. If you tear an ACL, you're gone forever.
So I know
no
we're trying to
repairing
quit,
things.
but Carlos Boozer has been showing up again lately in my
Jehovah's
world,
Witness way.
and he looks insane.
What do you mean in your world?
Like he was on like a thing where him and Baron Davis were talking about Zion Williamson or something.
I thought he was like going to your underground blackjack games.
Please God.
No, Kyle Kuzma about the contacts on Steph Curry said it's like adding scope to a gun. Correct, scope to a gun.
It's like going from blurry scrambled porn to HD.
Sister yoga pants porn. I hate everything.
Anyway, patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast. Support the show if you're buying tickets on SeatGeek. Oh, also, I think I'm going to Dallas. I'm going to
You're going
Memphis.
to the Dallas game.
I'm going to go see Luka Doncic and Porzingis and
Hopefully
Nowitzki.
Doncic plays and the Grizzlies win.
I hope. Yeah, that's my hope. Doncic and Nowitzki play. Grizzlies win. I think I'm going to go to that. It should be fun on Sunday.
I totally would go with you, but that's WrestleMania. Sorry, everything's canceled.
There you go. Twitter, Fast Break Break. Also on Facebook, also on Instagram. You guys are the best. Thanks for listening. And remember, breakfast is the most important thing.
Yeah, never apologize for being G&G. Fast break, man. You understand?